Hey Tribe, and in this episode of Real Estate News for Multipliers for the week beginning November 23rd, 2020, consumer confidence down, home buyers push pause on activity, unemployment claims drop, home prices up double digits in some places, and Biden's team urges Congress to strike a stimulus deal. Every single thing I create is meant to produce the most meaningful contribution that I can deliver. I want to give people that glad-hearted certainty that comes when life is wisely navigated so that people flourish in every possible way. We begin with economic news from this past week that was impacted by obviously a tense political standoff and a surging number of COVID cases. It appears that Biden has won the race with 306 electoral votes, but Trump has yet to concede. Now, I'm not getting into this hornet's nest right now, but I will say that the election and the pandemic have clearly affected the consumer sentiment with the economy. According to the University of Michigan, consumer confidence fell to a 3-month low in early November. The report says that consumers, they're worried about record rise of COVID cases, this adding to the disappointment that many Republicans feel about the Trump loss. The new surge in cases hasn't had a big impact on the job market just yet because according to the labor market, they reported a hefty drop of filings for unemployment to a number of 709,000. This is the lowest since the pandemic began and a much bigger drop than what many economists expected. That's good news here. In relation to consumer prices, they remained flat in October, although prices are increasing for some goods like groceries, but they're going down for others like gas. Market Watch says that some economists are expecting 2% inflation next year if we see a COVID vaccine that helps restore the economy. And it appears as though we actually may be there very, very quickly here with some of the news that came out this week, in particular, Pfizer vaccine. In other news, mortgage rates are still in a record low territory. The 30-year fixed rate did rise 6 basis points. Freddie Mac says the average was 2.84% and 2.34% for the 15-year. Now, in other news-making headlines, consumers push pause on home buying activity, according to Realtor.com's weekly housing report. Now, that's due to the same factors that affected consumer confidence that we just touched on. The report shows that mortgage demand dropped about 3% to a 6-month low, but get this, and this is helpful to have for perspective, that number was 16% higher than it was 1 year ago. Now, between new COVID spikes and the election, there were plenty of reasons to slow down. Meanwhile, home prices are seeing double-digit growth in many places throughout the country because of inventory shortage. Nationwide, we're up 12.9% from last year. Not 2, but 12.9% from last year. President-elect Joe Biden's team is now pushing Congress to urgently strike a stimulus deal, especially to provide relief to schools, to families, to prevent an eviction crisis and an unemployment crisis. Biden's spokesperson said that, quote, Biden does not support stimulus demands in order to get a deal done, end quote. In other words, Biden is doubling down, fully supporting the $2.2 to $2.4 trillion HEROES Act that the Dems passed in the House. In the meantime, Biden's team is working on a larger infrastructure package to keep jobs in place. There you have it, folks. The update for today. As always, thanks again for watching, Tribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.